Hello. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. 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 Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's day 5. Can you believe it? That's amazing. So when you come in, say hi. Let me know that you're here. I know it's a Friday and everyone's probably going out and getting crazy. I don't know what you're doing tonight, but getting ready. I'm glad that you're here with me. So say hi when you come in. Let me know that you're here, that I'm not alone. Come in. Thank you. Hi, guys. What a week it's been. Up to this point, we have spent almost 5 hours together. 5 hours. There's been thousands of views on the video. I think last time I looked, there was over 1,000 comments on the videos. So it's super exciting. It's super exciting for me. And I hope it's been really exciting for you. Hey, Laura. Hey. So now today, I asked you to do something in the challenge. I asked you to talk about your aha moments, to see what's working, what changes you can bring with you. Because a huge part of change, what our brain needs to sustain that change, is to reflect on what worked, to celebrate what worked. Because when we do that, it actually sparks our brain and tells us, hey, that worked, that felt good, so I'll try it again next time. It creates a new neural pathway. So anyone else can't hear? Let me know. Laura, can you? Diana, you said you can't hear? Make sure your volume's on and everything. I have my volume on. I'm not sure what that would be. I can sit closer. Can you not hear at all? So let me know. All right. So, then the next question I asked you is, what are you willing to commit to do? What baby steps? What small steps that could open up possibilities for you? So it showed you what you could open up, what possibilities could open up to you. So I noticed that a lot of you didn't complete this prompt. So I was really curious as to why. Maybe because it's Friday. Maybe because you kind of weren't sure if it could help you or how it could help you, and maybe you just didn't get any aha moments this week, and that stinks. And I'll come back to that in a couple of minutes. So I just want you to think about that. There's a reason for every single thing I do, because this will help you. And I do it for a reason. It's to help create or solidify some type of change, right? To speak to you at a subconscious and a brain level. So go back and do the prompt. That's it. Or share it with me here. Tell me what your biggest aha moment has been. Okay? I'd love to hear, because when we celebrate, when we start to become aware of that and notice it and tell our brain, like, oh, okay, this is something I can do different, we start to actually do it differently. All right? So, let me ground into this a little bit, because this is a little bit harder. I have to say, through this challenge, there have been so many wins. And that makes my heart happy. So happy. And there have been times of heartbreak for me as well. This is the hardest part of the work for me. Holding space for you, for me, for us. Holding space for the stories, for the pain of the torn apart relationships. Wishing so badly that I could just come to your house and fix it for you. Knowing that I can't do that and holding space for it at the same time, and praying and hoping and wishing that you can truly hear the words, that you can truly hear the messages that I'm giving to you over these 5 days, and that you can take it and apply it, and that will start to help. Because I don't think there is anything more painful in the world than a hurting relationship. Am I right? We are born for relationships. It's literally what we're put on this earth for. Hey, Sabra. So it pains me. It pains me to see hurting relationships when I know they can be fixed, when I know they can be changed, when I know there's better out there. Better for you in your relationship. And so what happens though, and what I've seen a lot, and what I see a lot, which is one of those things I have to set boundaries around. I can hold space for you through it and try not to let it affect me too much. But it does, because I hate seeing that pain for other people. And what happens is we get stuck in this narrative of negativity. It's this compounding emotion that I talked about a little bit yesterday. When you get stuck and you can't see a way out of it. You go in circles. You create all these stories and worse stories and then worse stories. And then boom, here you are in despair, hopelessness. Oh my God, nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to work. I don't know what to do. This is hopeless. Divorce is the only thing. That's it. Done. He'll never change. I'll never change. Too hard. Blow. Oh, that breaks my heart. Because I know, and I've seen it hundreds of times, that there's something better waiting for you. Relationships are hard. If anyone tells you anything different, don't believe them. Run, 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 run away. Here's what happens though. And I've been here. I've been there. I do it still sometimes. Absolutely. We have a thought, right? We have a thought that creates a feeling. So we have this thought. Like, oh, okay, this thought. He doesn't love me. It creates this like sinking feeling. So that thought and that feeling, they create another thought. This will never get better. Oh, and that kind of, that makes me angry, right? So then this anger and this thought, it compounds to another thought. Screw him, I'm better than this, right? The feeling of rage. Oh, and rage, actually feels a little bit better. It feels better than that, like, ugh, he doesn't love me. It feels a little bit better. That rage, and you're kind of like, oh, this rage doesn't feel too bad. It feels better than the hurt. It feels better than the pain. So I'm gonna stay here. And then maybe I go up to this place of like, I'm better. I'm better than this. I'm better than him. And then if I'm better than him, he can't hurt me. So we stay here. We stay above that rage. We stay with that rage. We stay here. We start coming up with all the reasons, all the resentments of the past that I'm better than them. So thought creates another feeling. That thought creates another feeling. And we just like, it's like when you sit there, you guys have seen this, right? It's like the rabbit hole of negativity. And you can't get yourself out of it. You can't get yourself into, it would be nice if I could just tell you, oh, just change into a positive thought. Okay? Just make it positive. And I love that. And absolutely, that is possible. But first you need to sit with that. First, you need to sit with the feeling a little bit, understand where it's actually coming from. It's not the thought, the feeling that we need to sit with. And we need to release that feeling so then it can open up for new positivity, for new different feelings. Another thing that we might do if we don't go up into like anger and rage and I'm better than him, screw him, like he's never going to change, so I'm just going to go be me and do whatever I want. We go the other way, right? He doesn't love me. Oh, he'll never love me. So we get stuck in this like shame and this hopelessness. No, he's too good for me. Maybe I'll never change him. I can't be good enough for him. He'll always have these resentments with me. He'll never love me. So what do we do then? We hide, right? If we hide, if we disconnect, if we stay in that shame, then we can't be hurt. I want you to notice if you see this maybe in yourself or in your partner. Because either way you stay in disconnection, you stay stuck. Because these emotions and thoughts and emotions, they don't let you out. They trap you into this non-belief, into this lack of insight or change, into hopelessness. So I just want you to feel into that. Feel into that. Own it. Say, okay, feeling. I hear you. I hear you. I know you're angry. I know you're sad. I know you're hurt. Thank you. Do what you gotta do. Go watch a sad movie. Go yell and scream, into the pillow. Do what you gotta do to let that emotion out. And then once you do that, it opens up your soul for a different emotion. Maybe an emotion of possibility. So I want you to think about this. I want you to notice this, because if you were listening to these 5 days in that place of anger or shame or hurt, you may not have gotten the message as deeply as you could have. Because when we're hearing a message from that space, we're still kind of closed off to the possibilities, because it's that thought, feeling, thought, feeling, thought, feeling, thought, feeling. So we don't get to open up to that new message. So I want you to really notice that. And see if you can go back and watch the videos in a different space, in a space of possibility. Okay, you know what? This time I'm going to go listen to these videos, and I'm going to believe there is a better way out there. I'm going to believe there is a better opportunity. I'm going to believe there's a better possibility. I'm going to believe that change is possible. And I'm going to go in with that mindset. And you're going to hear a completely different message, and it's going to hit you differently. It's going to start to change you. So if that was your case, go back, listen again. And I know, because I've been there, okay? I remember before we even had kids, when I would feel like our marriage wasn't going to work. I thought we were done. And I'd dabble, right? I'd read a book or two. I'd beg my husband to read a book with me. I would use I feel statements, and my husband would be like, what kind of manipulative crap is that, Val? What are you doing? You think just because you have your master's, you can tell me what to do and tell me how to be? Don't try to use your books to change me. This was almost 20 years ago, guys. We've been together for almost 20 years. I believed that relationships were supposed to be easy. And I knew for sure I didn't want to have a relationship like my parents, always arguing and screaming. I remember, being 6 or 7 years old, hiding in my closet and wishing my parents would just stop the screaming, the yelling, the fighting, shaking, scared. On one hand, really scared that they would get divorced, that they wouldn't be together, that I'd have to pick a house. On another hand, hoping that they would just get separated or divorced so I didn't have to deal with it anymore, so that they could just be happy. I would tell my parents at this really young age, I would tell them, stop fighting. You guys love each other. Stop doing this to each other. I was really smart at 7, wasn't I? And they would ignore me for the most part. I wouldn't listen to what I had to say. Right? I was a 7-year-old. What do I know about relationships? Everything, because we're born for relationships. I remembered in that moment, I remember thinking, oh, when I get married, it will never be like that. No. I want to point out something too. That ignoring, that's a small piece of my trauma. I wasn't heard. I wasn't listened to. My voice didn't matter. I didn't know what I was talking about. So how do you think that shows up in my relationship? Can you imagine? When my husband doesn't listen to me? Woo! Can you imagine that trigger? Here comes my toddler brain. Just listen to me. If you don't listen to me, things will never get better. You have to change. You have to listen to me. You have to listen to me. Listen. Shut up and just listen to me. I'm right. You're wrong. Listen to me. That's right? Stomping, pelling around. Listen to me. I'm right. You're wrong. Oh, and my husband did not like to be told what to do. He was the youngest of 5. Always told what to do. He wasn't doing it right. No, do it this way. So my little toddler running around, telling this little toddler who's running around, change. Listen to me. I'm right. You're wrong. And he's like, F you. I don't like to be told what to do. So I'm triggering. He's triggering. Blah, blah, blah. This is what's happening again and again in our relationships. And here we were almost 20 years later, when I was 27 years old, and my marriage was looking just like my parents was when I was 6 or 7 years old. And it would trigger me, just like I was that 7-year-old shaking and hiding in the closet again. maybe I would be happier without him. Maybe he would be happier without me. He's not going to change. And you know what? It's probably nothing that I'm doing wrong. I was a psychology major. I know what's up. I know how to be in a relationship. I know to do everything differently than my parents did. So it's not my problem. It's his. Right? I thought there was no way to change anyone else if they didn't want to change. And that's true. There's just no hope. He wasn't into the self-development like me. He would never grow with me or dream with me the way I needed or wanted. You know what? But then we had these moments. Some of you guys see this, right? We had these moments when I felt really safe, really happy, and really secure with him. Even though the longer we're together, the further and further apart these moments got. We had those moments, and I wanted to hold on to those moments. Those are the moments I want you to remember when you go back through these videos. How can I get back there? Because you know what? We fought. We fought big. We had silent treatments too. So it was like, okay, not talking, goodbye. We would retaliate, try to get back at each other. We were doing what we were taught. We were living in our relationship from our childhood brain, from our toddler brain. You hurt me, I hurt you. Yet, we both had a lot of love. We didn't want to fail at this. We weren't quite ready to let go. Overachiever, right? We don't want to fail at this. So, I always thought of myself as a really kind, caring, loving person. All my friends always told me what a good listener I was, how understanding I was, how calm and cool and collected I was. But man, in those times of hurt, in those heated moments, unkind words, loud voices, telling my husband what I really thought of him, and him absolutely returning the favor. Then maybe hours later, maybe days later, maybe when the ice melted from my heart, I'd let him back in. And I vow, this will never happen again. We can't let this happen again. This is my favorite type of couple to work with now. The couple who not only fights, but also withdraws and shuts down. We got all the good things going on, right? All the disrupted, all the disorganized, all the bad patterns going on. I would go from feeling unheard, frustrated, controlled, unappreciated, and angry. When that didn't work, to distant and withdrawn, lonely, and yearning for connection. Let me know that you guys are connecting with this. It was the full cycle of emotions. Full cycle. Sometimes it felt like we were enemies. Sometimes it felt like we were just living alone together. And here's the thing about these emotions. When we feel so stuck in our anger or hurt or upsetness, we go round and round, round and round, round and round we go. There is nothing that will trigger you more than your partner, than someone you love. There is also nothing that will give you more safety and solace when in health. I remember I would think, he's so wrong. He's the one killing this relationship. He doesn't know how to be in a relationship. He doesn't know how to talk in a nice way. He's not vulnerable enough. He doesn't speak up. He doesn't do what I need him to do. Me. I do, though. I know all those things. I'm so perfect. I was under some illusion that I was perfect. I was doing all the right things, and he was doing all the wrong things. Absolutely. I had read all the books. Right? And I had all the right relational skills, and I never hurt him or triggered him. It was all him. The truth is, we were both triggering each other over and over and over again. And when this happens, we end up just trying to protect ourselves. The relationship disintegrates. It's no longer an us or a we against the world. It becomes me against you and you against me. I win, you lose. Heads I win, tails you lose, right? We try to protect ourselves by disconnecting. Instead of me against you, me trying to get you to change, I started looking at this different. I started saying, oh, this is something new. It's not a great pattern that we're in right now. But how can I rise above this? How can I take responsibility for this? How can I step into my adult brain? How can I step into my healthy love? How can I keep my healthy boundaries? How can I be assertive and loving at the same time? How can I love myself and my partner enough that we can both feel safe? How can I maybe duck his wave a little bit and listen to what he's feeling? How can I decide when enough is enough and take a time out for my peace and safety? How can I speak up and be assertive when I need to, but in love? And as I started doing this, and I started noticing this, I would notice what worked. And I would be like, oh, shit, I changed that pattern today. Or I did good today. I stayed in my healthy, wise adult brain. Or man, I set a really good boundary today. Or man, we moved through that argument really nicely. We were able to repair and reconnect really quickly. That worked. That was awesome. Good job, Belle. Good job, JD, my husband. Give him a little pat on the back. And sometimes we fail miserably. And I would say, what I used to say is, everything we did didn't work. Nothing's ever going to work. It happened again. And blow everything up. I lost 50 pounds. I gained back a pound. Why did I even do that work to start with? Instead, what I started doing is, okay, I'm human. He's human. We're in a relationship. Relationships are tough. Let's see how quickly we can repair and move through this. How quickly we can reconnect. And then what could I try differently? What could I learn from this? Where did the trigger come up? Where maybe didn't I see a perspective? Where maybe didn't I take responsibility? What could I try differently? Where maybe did I not show up from a place of love, from a place of us? Where maybe did I show up in a me versus you, a protection versus connection? And I wouldn't sit in shame. I wouldn't sit in shame about it. We're human. It's okay. But every time I would ask, where is my next evolution? Where is my next level of growth and love in the relationship with myself, my partner, with us? Where can I do something different? Where is my personal evolution and growth? Where can I be a little bit more Buddha, a little bit more Zen, a little bit more love? Yeah? Where can I have better boundaries? Where can I speak up more? And something shifted when I started doing this. Something changed here. Things became a little bit easier. I didn't get stuck in that disconnection and anger for long. I started moving quickly through things. And, so did my husband. We started calming easier. He started watching his words more, doing more for me and with me. We started that fierce love again. Alexa's talking to me. Alexa says she doesn't understand. Is anyone else not understanding? Let me know. Because Alexa doesn't understand. Okay. It's that piece where we get ourselves stuck. Okay? Where we don't speak up. Where we don't take responsibility. Where we just get stuck in the thought. Emotion, thought, meaning, making me feel, and then that compounds and whew, right? You versus me. I'm protecting myself, so I can't be connected to you. Something shifted though. I started just noticing where can I be more relational? Where can I look at us more? Where can I stop judging? Stop wanting or pushing him to change? You guys get this? This is really important in this work. Because ultimately, we are the only ones that we can change. But as we start to change, our energy changes, our partner stops getting triggered as much, the whole dance starts to change. So when I work with a couple, I generally will know within the first 20 minutes what triggers they're using. I can see the patterns. I know which part of them I'm speaking to, the wise adult or the hurt child. I can usually decipher the whole dance within the hour. I understand exactly why they're doing what they're doing. And it's always to protect themselves. Okay? This, though, understanding this pattern gives me a roadmap of exactly which patterns need to be broken and exactly which traumas need to be healed. In the Greatest Love Experience, the group program, I actually give you the specific assessments that help you do the same thing, which is amazing because you'll get the information and clarity in a couple of hours that would take you months to get from traditional therapy. So it's really cool. And it's also the first stage in recreating an us, of finding that love again. Because the good news is the love is still there. But right now, you're just stuck in survival mode, unable to see the love and comfort that is right there waiting for you. And again, whoever told you your relationships were supposed to be easy lied, big fat lies. Relationships can be beautiful, amazing, supportive. They can be the biggest healing gift in the world. But it can't be like this until we learn how to move out of our automatic trigger responses and into our healthy adult relational loving reigns. And this is tough work. We can't do this until we learn to come from love, to come from us. And this is the work. And when I first started my journey, I dabbled again, right? I thought, okay, I'll learn how to pause, right? I'll learn how to pause, how to hold on to my emotions before I spew them out. I'll start some trauma work. I'll start thinking about my husband more positively. But I only did it sometimes, once in a while. I never had support. I didn't really know if I was doing the right thing or not. And it wasn't until I changed my focus, until I started immersing myself in my dreams, desires, and goals for us. Like, there is no other option but to create this greatest love. There is no other option. That things actually started to change. And again, this work isn't easier. It's much, much, much harder if you don't know what you're doing or you don't have any support. There are three things when I say, three main things that I immerse myself in. And when I say immerse, I mean, for me, I was like reading, listening to 2 or 3 books a week, listening to podcasts. I spent over $1 million in mentors and programs and a master's degree. I was spending hours a day and learning how to master a really sophisticated skill set of relational health. I still spend hours a day evolving and learning more so I can bring this to you. So I can bring the healing to us. So you don't have to do this work for hours a day like I did because I wasn't following a system, something that already worked. I was in discovery mode, a searching mode. Some things would work, some wouldn't. I was an explorer, an experimenter. I would keep what worked and throw out what didn't. And so that's what I've done here in this challenge and what I do in my other programs. I throw out all the BS that doesn't work and I keep the 20% that will give you the 80 or 90% of the results. So you don't have to spend the time that I did because I did it for you. And you have to commit to it. You can't break 20, 30, 40 years of patterns just by showing up for 5 days. You have to keep doing the work. You have to immerse yourself in the work. So it's like, what do you truly desire? Do you get to stay stuck here? And then you get to say, see, I told you so. How much longer will you allow yourself to stay stuck in this place? What are you willing to do? Are you willing to do what it takes Because so many people come to me and I'll actually give them like some free stuff, some free resources. I'll send them a book and they'll be like, Valerie, it's so awful. My relationship is in so much grief and pain. And I'll send them information that I know will help. They won't even break open the cover of the book. So what are you willing to do? You are more than welcome to stay exactly where you are, and then you get to be right. See? Nothing ever worked. Right? See? It's all his fault. That is totally fine. You can do that. No judgment here. I hate that for you. I don't want that for you. I don't want that for us. Right? And you have to be honest with yourself. It's internal. You have to have this deep desire. That's like, there's only one way. What are you willing to get there? What baby steps? What big steps? Why now? Why is it important to do this work now? What happens if you don't start now? Will tomorrow's fight be the one that breaks the camel's back? Will you stay in frustration and hurt, wishing and hoping for more, but refusing to take action to get there? Will it continue to hurt your kids? It has to be now. It has to be a decision, a commitment to yourself, to step into that change, to step into the role of the hero. That change that you, your partner, your children are yearning for and wishing for. You get to be that. So why now? Why now would you want to do that? What excuses might be standing in your way? Money, time, motivation, fear? And look, I'm going to be clear with you. I'm not saying you have to do this work with me. Okay? I'm saying you've got to do the work, though. I love working. There's a certain type of woman. I love working with that type of woman who knows she can change the world, who knows she deserves exactly what she desires, who believes in her own worthiness and herself. That's the kind of vibe I want in our community. Who knows that there's more out there for her. The deep belief that so much could change in these relationships. And for me, I get sad when I see women just give up or just say, oh, there's no hope. I wish I could shake you and say, there it is, it's right there, it's waiting for you. And it's all here on a silver platter waiting for you. I've done all the hard work for you. Just need to follow the steps, right? Go here, then here, then here. And watch as you transform. Watch as your relationship gets better and better and better. It's not easy work. I made it simpler. I put a plan together for you. I'm giving you the exact tools, the exact things that you need, but it does take work. But once you go through it and you master it, it has the power to catapult you and your partner into a level of closeness, trust, solidarity, and joy that is above our cultural norms. That people don't even know exist. That is the greatest love story, when you do the work and you master it. The pin is sitting here, the quill pen, waiting for you to rewrite your love story. I am living proof it can be done. I have tons of testimonials and stories from women around the world that proves it can be done. So it's your turn to be the hero of your own story, to go against unthinkable odds and return home transformed. What are you guys feeling now? Where are you? There's science behind this. There's some truth. The science, the technology of this. We are all humans. We co-regulate. And when you start showing up differently, when you create a radical, honest, fearlessly assertive, passionate connection to yourself, and you master the relational skills they teach you, your partner will change. You will change into your biggest desires and dreams. The chances are, though, the real underlying reason maybe you're not taking action or you are because, but things aren't changing, it's because of your brain. This is reprogramming the subconscious programming that's keeping you stuck. So when I was in college, I was a college athlete. I played softball at a D1 college. When I was young, my dad would throw the ball around with me. He was also a college ball player, and I fell in love with the sport. I miss it. My thoughts about softball were really positive. They brought me joy, and they were fun. I loved to play. I still think of the smell of the grass and the dirt. So I practiced, and I made it a priority to get better and better and better. I practiced every day. I would take 1,000 swings with my bat every day in my mirror. If I saw someone doing better than me, I might be a little competitive, and I would go a little bit harder. I would learn different skills. I would push myself harder. But here's the deal. Things really shifted for me when in high school, after a sports psychology lesson, I discovered how to train my brain for better performance. I learned how to get rid of thoughts like, I'm in a batting slump, or I can't believe I just made that huge mistake. I learned how to let go of beliefs like she's better than me. This is when I became a collegiate level ball player. I kept learning the skills, but working on my mindset and reprogramming and rewiring my brain for ultimate performance was what truly changed everything. Hope you see where I'm going with this. What if I never thought I loved softball in the first place? What if I hated it? Would I have tried? Would I have gotten better? Would I have done the things I needed to do? No. How about your relationship? What are your thoughts about your partner? What are your thoughts about marriage? What are your thoughts about relationships? What are your thoughts about yourself? Do you deserve happiness? Are you lovable? Do you deserve true love and passion? If these are negative, it's going to block you from moving to the next level of love and happiness and connection. Sort of about the skills, but not all about the skills. Sure, you need them and they will help. But without the right mindset, the right brain programming, without getting rid of those little traumas and triggers of the past, the relationship skills that everyone else out there will teach you won't work because you'll be blocking yourself from true mastery and connection. So that's where we are. I want to go back for a second. I want to show you some of the exact steps I took to completely transform my life. I want you to see what it takes. There's 3 big areas, and I've kind of touched on them and talked about them a little bit here and there, but I want to really break them down for you. So 1, you have to reveal the patterns, the underlying truth of what's really getting you stuck. When you do this, you get to uncover your true selves. You get to deepen connection, enhance communication. As you unlock you and your partner's love blueprint, your patterns, you get to step into a deep understanding of yourself, your partner, and your relationship. You reveal the truth behind your relationship struggles, and you start to release the sabotaging patterns and habits. You have to create a deeper knowing of yourself and greater confidence to guide your relationship transformation. Because all of the greatest love stories start and end with a deep love of self. When you start doing this work, your heart opens, love flourishes, not just into your relationship, but all areas of your life. You learn to honor and hold emotional boundaries so that you're protected and connected even when navigating the biggest of emotions. This creates a new and easy path of communication to your partner. You get to call forward conversations of deep understanding, vulnerability, and authenticity. A conversation that allows each of you to meet the other's deepest desires, wants, and needs, leaning into intimacy and connection. Then, the second phase is healing the heart. This is where you drop all those bags of emotional wounding, emotional stress. And you get to create emotional peace, release triggers and wounds of the past, and step into freedom and fulfillment. In order to create your greatest love story, you must fully heal the triggers, release resentments, and unblock the flow of love. Release hurt and wounds from the past so you can live freely and fully in the present and actualize your greatest future dreams. This is when you start to eliminate self-blame, shame, and self-sabotage and step fully into your greatness and power. Get to trust again. And finally release the wounds from the past. This is when you have to start to heal the wounded energy in you and your partner so you can both show up in a relationship from a healthy, loving space where you'll discover arguments disappear and repair happens in minutes instead of days of silence treatment. You break the chains of generational trauma and release your children from the family legacy of unhealthy relationship patterns. You find passion and freedom together. Then we move into the third phase, the transform into passion. Ignite pleasure, passion, and romance. Build an unshakable foundation of love and reach your dreams together. You can't get here until you do the other two steps. As you rewrite your love story and passion grows in your relationship, you need to start creating a daily intimacy ritual. And that starts to become the favorite part of your day. This is when like the fireworks and the butterflies come back and you wake up excited to start your day together. You discover how to gracefully move through disharmony and back into harmony quickly. Together, you navigate fears and blocks when life gets tough, and you keep the passion alive. You balance one another. You support one another through successes and failures. You dream together. You grow and evolve on this journey as you create a legacy that's unshakable. Because at this point, you have arrived home and transformed. These are the phases it takes, the steps it takes. And I want to remind you that this is all available to you if and when you are ready to step into it. If you decided today that your desires are truly possible and you want to collapse time and energy and create the greatest love story with the most powerful system in the world, the greatest love experience is going to be your answer. So a reminder, this program is a 6-month small group coaching program where you receive trainings online each week that are going to walk you through mastery and healing and creating passion. No matter where your relationship is right now, it's only for women. It's made for women whose partners aren't ready yet to do the work. And you get coaching from me almost every week. You get healing sessions to catapult your healing and release the traumas. You get support from a high vibe, amazing group of women. And the value of all of it is over $20,000, and the investment is just $4,444. And as I promised you, I'm going to be crediting you $1,447 just for being with me on the Communication and Connection Challenge. So the investments for you will just be $2,997. And there are payment plans available for you. And if you pay in full, for the next 3 that pay in full, I'm gifting you a half-day VIP private session. That alone is $2,000. So it's almost like you're getting a program for under $2,000. This is going to be the lowest investment you'll ever see for this program because the price is going to be going up to over $5,000 in October. And if you jump in now, you also, since it's not starting until mid-October, you're getting an additional month of coaching. So it's 7 months of coaching for the same investment, and you get to be on the next call on Tuesday. It's really a no-brainer if you decided that your happiness and your relationship is really your top priority today and you want to go in. Now, some of you, I get it. You're not ready to step into such a big commitment yet. So I do have something else. I have the love codes. And that's going to be live 5-module training that we're going to do over about 7 to 8 days. It will be recorded. You'll have lifetime access. And that will be starting around September 28th. This is about 5 codes that we can download into your being, into your subconscious to start being and receiving deep, passionate love. It's about becoming love. This is brand new. It's going to be mind-blowing. I can't wait to do this. So right now, this is just $222, and the investment will be going up to $555 probably at the end of next week. So I don't even have a sales page for this. I'm going to try to get one up this weekend for you. But if you want in now, just message me and I'll set it up for you. So which one are you going to choose today? Which door will you enter? Are you ready to go all in, collapse time, create your greatest love story with the most powerful coaching and supportive program ever? Do we need to get to know each other more? Build more trust. And you're ready for the love codes. And maybe you're not ready. Maybe you're kind of just dabbling right now, looking for answers right now, and that's okay too. There's no judgment here, because when you're ready, you will know it. I just don't want you to wait until that rock bottom moment. I want you to figure out, why do I need to do this now? And stand in that 100% commitment. Maybe it's with me, maybe it's not, and that's fine. But stand in the commitment of, there's only one option for me to do the work now and make it better. That's my only option right now. And maybe you put a timeline on it. I suggest 6 months, 7 months, right? To go fully in. So maybe you're just going to keep dabbling, looking around for answers, and that's okay too, right? Again, like I said, when you are ready, you will know it. And I'll be standing here with you, ready to stand in your vision and dreams and support you along the way. So, all right, we've been on for almost an hour. So I'm going to have to admit, my heart was called away from the original topic today I was going to discuss, because I felt so much today going through everyone's comments, hearing some stories, that I felt I needed to go in a different direction. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a bonus call where we're going to dive into boundaries a little bit more and how to set healthy, loving boundaries in your relationship to stay safe and connected at the same time. And we'll do a Q&A. We might do that together in case you missed anything or if you have any questions. So if you have any questions that haven't come up and you want to pick my brain, you want to know, or questions about some of the lives that you've been through, or questions about your own pattern that you want someone to kind of work through with you, make sure to post those in the group so I know, because I'll only do the Q&A if I have enough questions. I'm not going to do it if there's not enough to keep it going. So make sure to post those. All right, you guys, the beginning of the weekend. I hope this starts you on the right foot. And I want to leave you with a little quote here today to start your weekend out. Let me check in. How's everyone feeling? How's everyone doing? Okay. A little reminder of gratitude for the weekend. The more you become a connoisseur of gratitude, the less you are a victim of resentment, depression, and despair. Gratitude will act as an elixir that will gradually dissolve the hard shell of your ego, your need to possess and control, and transform you into a generous being. The sense of gratitude produces true spiritual alchemy, makes us magnanimous, large-souled. Sam Keen, philosopher. I truly want to thank you for sticking with me for these 5 days, for doing the work, for stepping into the possibilities, into the dreams. And I'm going to stay open for an email, something in the group. I'm going to let you know about a bonus call that's going to be coming up next week. We're going to dive a little bit more into the boundaries, because I know I left that out and I do want to talk about that because it's so important. So thank you. I have so much gratitude for each of you for being here, for showing up with me. Truly have enjoyed this experience. I've been lit up every time we ended these calls and seeing your comments and things coming through and the aha moments. I love it so much. So thank you again. Have a fabulous weekend. Take care.